Hello everyone and welcome to this Wargame training video. This is the first video of this new show. I'm making this new show to diversify a bit the contents of my YouTube channel. The big majority of my videos, maybe 90-95% of them, are my replay commentaries. I've done a few live videos. There were only 2 of them at the start because I made subtitles for you guys, for the English-speaking people, the non-French-speaking people, I have to say. And well, it took me a hell of a lot of time. So the new live videos I'm going to put online won't have English subtitles. I'm very sorry about that, but I really don't have the time to make them. So I'll just still make live videos for the French audience. The non-French people will be able to watch them, but just won't understand what I'm saying with my teammates. But I still hope you like the gameplay videos. This new show, Wargame training, is all about focusing on one particular point in Wargame. The videos I want to do will be around 5-6 minutes. I'll try to make them relatively short, and they'll focus on one particular point. The audience that will probably like these videos are the people who start playing at Wargame, but also people who've played for some time but still do mistakes and do mistakes and have the potential to increase their level even higher. So this first video will be focused on the most important part of Wargame, the command vehicles. So command vehicles are really the center of your army. Whatever the game mode you're playing, if you lose your command vehicle, you will lose the game. Added to that, they are really key to winning games. In all the games, they allow you to secure reinforcement areas and earn more money to recruit more units. This is even more important in the new economy mode, where of course earning money allows you to win. So the NATO and Pact each start with a basic command unit. The UAZ 46-9B for the Pact side, and the same unit but on the American side, the M15-1A1 command. So these basic command vehicles are very badly protected. They have 0 armor everywhere and they have only 5 HPs. Other command units like well, the German M577G, the Russian BRD M2U are command units with a better armor, 1-0-0-0, going up to 2-1-1-1, and better HP, 10 HP for all other units besides the basic command units, the basic Jeep units. So the first thing I want to say is that command vehicles, the basic command vehicles, must be replaced. Sometimes it is quite interesting to keep them, but for 20 points more, you've got armored vehicles with twice the amount of HP. So I really emphasize on this point. It is a very good idea. It is nearly something you must do at the beginning of the game. Recruit a new command, a tougher command unit, and sell your old command unit. The 2 other points I want to speak of in this video are, first, the defense of your command units during the deployment phase. What do you have to put in your sectors to defend your units? And secondly, the first few moments of the game, when you deploy your command units to go and capture other sectors, how do you deploy them? So let's go. So here we are in the deployment phase of a game. To emphasize on the first point I want to make, how to defend your command vehicle. So firstly, as I told you, try to replace your basic Jeep, which has only 5 HPs, shown at the bottom of the screen over here, and a very bad armor. Well, no armor at all. Replace it by another command vehicle. That choice is up to you. I like the VAB PC for its speed. The M114A1 is good also because of its availability. You can recruit up to 4 of them, whereas the VAB is only 2. So it's got quite a bad speed, but it's good armor, and well, it's a good compromise. So see, for only 20 points more compared to the Jeep, you've got a very good unit that is armored. So here we go. Let's take a new command vehicle and just sell this one. So the defense. There are, first, the basic way to defend your command vehicle is to go in the woods, to hide it from enemy sight. In the woods, what I really think should be done is putting anti-air units, of course. No need to put long-range anti-air units like the Roland or the Chaparral. These won't be efficient in the forest. They won't see that far, so they won't be able to shoot at maximum range. What I really think is the best is units like the Vulcan. I really cheap units are the best way to go with a very high rate of fire. Of course, they won't do a lot of damage to units, but the rate of fire will stun enemy helicopters very, very quickly, and this is what we want. When heading in the woods, helicopters will have to come right above you to detect you, and by the time they do that, the Vulcans will have stunned them and nearly destroyed them. So a couple of units with a very high rate of fire is a good way to go. Vulcan on the NATO side, Shilka, for example, on the Pact side. Of course, some players prefer the Flak Panzer branch, for example, on NATO side, so they put in the basic Flak Panzer, which has a very, very small rate of fire. So in that case, I'd recommend putting a bit more of them, instead of 2, maybe 3 or 4. Added to the anti-air units, infantry units are really the basic defense units. So in this case, we've got a very, very big forest behind us, so you can't be afraid of infantries infiltrating from behind. So you need an infantry behind you to defend, and of course one in front of you to make sure infantry coming in, rushing in from the field doesn't come in and destroy your commander. So this is the basic defense around a commander. This is at least the basic defense I do. Of course, from time to time, if you're not very confident right now because you're beginning the game or whatever, that's what I did before. At the beginning when I started to play, I put in much more defense units than that. Maybe something like this. I had flamethrower tanks also in the middle, but they aren't as good as they used to be. So this was the basic defense I put. It's quite expensive. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units at 25 points each, so 150 points. Now when I play, I just stick with 100 points of defense. So I think it's pretty much what you need to put. Maximum you can go at 150, 200, really maximum. It's very expensive, 200 points. Well, it always depends on the amount of points you have in the game, but so this is the basic defense for a commander: anti-air, anti-infantry, and good combination of both. Now, if you're feeling confident enough, you can take away the infantry units. What you can do is enemy helicopters are the first units that will come and attack you. Of course, they are the fastest ones and the most mobile. So anti-air is, for me, the thing that you must have every time. Now, what you can do is recruit recon units to allow you to detect enemy units before they arrive. So here I deployed them here to make sure they don't come from the right or in front of me. But of course, while you play, you've got a front line over here, just put your recons on the front line and just be really just look at the entire map regularly to make sure no enemy units gets past your line. If you see enemy units coming in, just react by putting the adequate defense around your commander and just await for him to just come and get killed on your defenses. So that's the basic deployment in the forest. But now people know that players just put their commanders in a forest. Just let's be honest, if I'm playing NATO and I see Bravo being taken by enemy commander, I'm pretty sure he's going to be in this forest here, because he comes from Alpha and he wants to hide in a forest. He's going to be here. In Charlie, he's going to be here. In Delta, in this forest. In Echo, probably over here or over here. But over here is more likely. He's closer to a road, so this is the forest he'll maybe go for. Same thing, if I'm on a hotel and I go for Foxtrots, I'll likely be in this forest. That's why when you acquire experience in this game, you realize that being in forest isn't always the best idea, because it's the first place enemies will shell with their artillery. So you want to deploy in the middle of a field. So the good compromise is to hide under a tree of line. A tree of line. What the hell does that mean? Underneath trees. So of course you can hide in other good areas, like just beneath this hill over here, so all units coming in over there won't see you. but that always depends on the nature of the terrain in your deployment sector. So let's go for this area. Of course, over here, the defense units you have to put aren't at all the same as the ones you put in the forest. First, recon units are absolutely indispensable when you deploy in a field like that, to make sure tanks, helicopters, infantry and transports are all detected before they arrive, to give you the time to move your commander away and recruit the adequate defense. And then the basic defense around this commander is, of course, our anti-air units, but this time long-range anti-air, like a VT Chaparral, a Roland 2, or Marder Roland 2 as you wish, a Buck, a Tunguska, a Strop 2, as you wish. Put a couple of anti-air units to destroy a small helicopter attack, a sneak peek attack by helicopters, to destroy them quite quickly. No need to put more. If they're coming with more helicopters, you'll normally be able to detect them with helicopter recon or ground recon and move your commander, well, recruit anti-air and then move your commander away. So that's the basic of deployment and commander defense in your deployment zone, and of course in other sectors you capture. Let's now go to the second point. So the second point concerns the first orders you give just after the beginning of the game. See here where we're at 14 seconds in the game, so it's really after the start. The first, of course, natural reaction of a gamer in Wargame is to send his command units in sectors he wants to control and capture. Doing things like that is a very, very bad idea. First mistake, he didn't replace his basic command vehicle with a better, more armored vehicle. That's the first mistake. Second, well, he's sending them in the front of his army, before his army. So the idea is that commanders sent like this first are very, very vulnerable to enemy quick attacks, enemy rushes. This attack, for example, with 6 Gazelle Cannon are quite regular. I mean, this isn't what you call a real rush. It's not like a huge army rushing down the road trying to destroy you in the first 5 minutes. It's mainly a dissuasive force that allows the NATO player to detect enemy choppers, detect enemy units, do a bit of damage and just pull back. And of course, in situations like these, to kill what we call free commanders, because of course they aren't defended, so you can kill them pretty easily. Here's what happens in this scenario. First UAZ getting killed by 2 Gazelle Cannon, 2 over here miraculously killed by the transports coming in, but we've got 2 Gazelle Cannon here killing the commander here, and another one killing the one here. The defense was there was no defense. One ZSU came in, but didn't have the time to come in and defend the commander. So we've got, in the first 2 minutes of the game, we've got 3 commanders destroyed. This is something every player must avoid. Even over here, with a decent army, he's got well, he had 2 Tunguska left behind, but he's got Igla units, so anti-air, BMP-2, which is anti-tank, he's got Concourse, anti-tank, so he's got the decent army. But still, the commander, the BRDM-2U, got ambushed in the city by Chasseur, and is in a very bad shape. And at this point, well, he is routing, and other infantry units were coming to take the killing blow. So, the point I want to make here is, yes, you want to capture your sectors quickly. But what's the point? Do you really want to risk your commander just to take the sector like 20 or 30 seconds before, well, faster? I mean, each sector gives you the points it's written on. Echo, for example, is 3 points. Each sector gives you the amount of points written every 4 seconds. Taking the sector 20 seconds later than you expected just because you defend your commander will just make you lose 15 points, which is totally ridiculous. So don't do stupid moves like this. Don't send in your commanders first. The best way to send in commanders is regrouping your army next to the road, put the commander a bit behind, send your army to make sure this kind of stuff this kind of stuff doesn't happen. If you see helicopters, just deploy your anti-air with your army, kill the gazelles, and then send in your commander in the forest or anywhere you want in the sector. So that's pretty much it for this video. First point, replace your basic commanders with armored commanders. In some situations, of course, it's quite nice to keep the basic commander, but for the first games you play, just take the armored commander. Second point, defend your commander well on your deployment area. Here there was absolutely no unit to defend the commander. Third point, when you send commanders to capture sectors, always make sure they are behind your army and not in front of them, and make sure you've got enough anti-air to stop the first helicopters coming in. Of course, helicopters are the first menace, they are the quickest to come in to your army. Ground units are less of a problem, but still, you have to deal with them at one point or another, but you really need anti-air units at first. Here, he had anti-air units. Igla over here, probably, no, nothing over here. So, this defense wasn't really good, and well, it cost 3 commanders in 3 minutes, so of course isn't a good solution. So here we go for the first training, if I might say, on commanders. I've got a few other ideas for the next shows. I hope you liked this video. Please press like if you liked it, and leave a comment if you feel like you need to leave a comment. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.